Hello again, I'm Edgar Dolman, and in this sixth segment of the Tea Party Challenge, I want to address the strategies I believe we must develop to achieve our goals. I believe there are three key strategies we need to develop. The Tea Parties have shown political power, but not enough of it. We're like 1,000 independent militias, some large, even national, but most small and local like mine. But even the largest is alone no match for the organized power of progressivism's agents, the Democratic Party, wealthy interest groups, and much of the media. We militias must learn to organize and fight like an army, as well as fight like militias, and we need a strategy to gain this ability. And with that ability, we need to craft and sell an effective message of liberty that will connect both rationally and emotionally with the public, much as the effective messaging for abolition of slavery helped bring out the Republican Party over a century and a half ago. Then it was about the liberty of a class of people. Today it is about the liberty of all of us. The second strategy we need is to revive public moral power. For fundamentally, progressivism is a moral problem rooted in pride and feeding on human weakness. Their tactics erode the moral foundations of society, and liberty cannot exist without a strong moral foundation. Without it, political gains for liberty will only be temporary, so we need a strategy to reverse this corrosion in our culture. The third strategy we need is to restore educational freedom. Education has been one of the strongest bases of progressivism's growth. If our children remain ignorant of liberty and indoctrinated with progressive ideas, everything we might gain will be lost in their generation. It is vital, then, that we develop a strategy to free education, beginning with K through 12, from progressivist, centralized controls and curricula. Clearly, these strategies deal in both political and cultural issues, and many will wonder if mixing culture and politics is wise or necessary. I believe it's both. Politics is about who gets to decide what. For example, Obamacare removed the power to decide whether or not to buy health insurance from the individual and gave it to the federal government. That's politics. Our political challenge is to redistribute power to where it properly belongs. On the other hand, a belief in self-reliance is a cultural value, but so is belief in entitlement. Strengthening the second at the expense of the first has had a profound effect on the politics of welfare. Culture is how we decide what is right or wrong. Our cultural challenge is to reform attitudes and values. So our strategies must win on both the political and cultural fronts because we can't win on just one alone. So what might these strategies look like? Well, let's look at gaining political power, which will be necessary to effect political change, but also crucial to restoring moral authority and freeing education. We need to strengthen our capability to act as a coordinated whole, beyond organizing rallies and campaigns, to being capable of carrying out strategies as effectively as progressives have. Cooperation and coordination in larger groups does not necessarily mean subordination, but it does mean discipline and restraint and cooperation, which are essential to liberty and a civil society anyway. In the next segment, I'll discuss this first strategy, gaining political power.